Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading an Arlecchino Listener by me. So let's get into it. The fire crackled softly in the dimly lit room, casting long shadows against the stone walls of the House of the Hearth. You sat on the edge of Arlecchino's desk, hands trembling, eyes burning as you struggled to keep it all in. But you were losing rather miserably. Arlecchino's sharp eyes looked to you, her arms crossed. "You've been quiet all morning," she said, her posture as rigid as ever. And you swallowed hard. "I'm fine." Arlecchino was not an idiot, and she didn't like the idea of being treated like one. "Don't lie to me." You squeezed your hands into fists, your nails digging into your palms. You had tried so hard to stay strong, to be the kind of person Arlecchino respected. She always spoke about strength, about resilience, about how the weak were devoured by the strong. And right now you felt weak. "I just don't want to talk about it." You inhaled shakily, biting your lips so hard you almost drew blood. Arlecchino exhaled through her nose, stepping closer. "You expect me to ignore the way you've been acting all day? The way you've been ignoring me?" You clenched your jaw. She was too perceptive. She always had been. Her gloved fingers tilted your chin up, forcing you to meet her gaze. "Tell me." And that was all it took. The dam inside of you broke. Tears welled up in your eyes, slipping down your cheeks before you could stop them, and you clenched your teeth, ashamed and humiliated. You tried so hard to show her that you weren't like this. You weren't weak. "I'm sorry. I know you hate this. I know you think crying is pathetic, and I'm just, I can't anymore." Arlecchino's grip on your chin didn't tighten. It softened instead. And while you expected her to scoff, to pull away, to remind you that the world did not wait for people who wallowed in emotions, who just stayed stuck in their misery, she didn't do any of that. Instead, she defied all of your expectations. Her thumb brushed against your cheek, wiping away a tear with an unfamiliar gentleness, a gentleness that you never expected from her. "I never said that," she murmured, and you blinked, caught off guard. "What?" Her fingers traced your jaw before pulling away. "I never said crying was pathetic." You stared at her, heart hammering in your chest. "But you, you always talk about how weakness gets people killed, how emotions cloud judgment, how they're not meant in this life that we have. We can't afford this." Arlecchino's eyes darkened slightly, as if something painful had crossed her mind. But she didn't look away. "Crying does not make you weak. It just means you feel things deeply," she said. Your breast hitched. "Then why do you never cry?" She exhaled slowly, her gaze shifting slightly, as if debating whether to answer. "Because I was never allowed to." When the words settled heavily in the space between you, your tears slowed, your focus shifting entirely to her. "Arlie." Her fingers brushed against yours briefly, before she pulled away, turning her back to you. "The world does not reward those who wear their hearts on their sleeves. But that doesn't mean I think less of you for feeling," she murmured, and something in your chest ached. You had always assumed that if Arlecchino ever saw you like this, she would push you away, she wouldn't look at you the same way. She would just be disappointed. But there was none of that. Only quiet understanding. You're not weak. And if anyone ever dares to call you that, they'll have to answer to me, she said again, her voice firm. And a shaky laugh left your lips. That's really sweet coming from you. I guess I didn't see this coming. She turned back to you, arching an eyebrow. I'm not sweet. You kind of are. You teased, a ghost of a smile forming on your lips. And Arlecchino rolled her eyes, but there was the faintest twitch at the corner of her mouth. You're impossible. You wiped the last of your tears away. When you wiped the last of your tears away, a smile finally back on your face. Maybe. But I have you with me. We can be both impossible together, right? She was relieved to see you smiling, to see you back to yourself again. Perhaps she may not be the best at knowing what's going on underneath the surface. She can't tell when you're approaching a breakdown. Most of the time, she's not good at that. But at least she was here to help. And she'll do her best to continue being there for you. To put a smile on your face whenever she could. Because that was her duty. Just as much as protecting you was. And she exhaled, stepping closer. And this time, when she cupped your cheek, there was no hesitation. Only quiet certainty. I love you, Ayan. He smiled, blushing a little bit. There was so much tenderness in that one moment, in those 3 words that she didn't say a lot. But every time she said them, they meant the entire world. And right now, this affirmation, it was all you needed. As you went into her arms, and she wrapped her own right back around you.